so when we have class, I'll live stream it.
So they can hear us talk.
Yes. They can hear everything.
That's what I want. You're like moaning.
Now, Tyler, did you see all the animals that kept joining me? And then my son, Mom, Mom, and I'm trying to ignore him, and I start laughing. I'm like, oh. And I finally just answered him. Well, I'm very happy to see all of you back, and I do hope that you had a good holiday break, or that you had some time off. I'm spoiled, so I think everybody has. Sorry. But, yeah, it was a good, much needed rest. But let's go ahead and get into our practice. So we're actually going to start in child's pose, mixing it up on you. So you can sit in your child's pose with your knees as wide as your mat if you want, with your toes touching, or you can have your knees together, whichever is more comfortable for you. And just like with the arms, you can spread them out in front of you, or you can stack them under your forehead, whatever feels good for you. Try to quiet the mind. And bring your presence to the mat. And set an intention for your practice today. Just try to think about what brought you to the mat and what you hope to accomplish from your time. We're going to step our right hand just off of the mat to the right, and then walk the left hand so it rests on top of the right hand, lengthening the left side of the body. Try to keep that left hip back so it's square. Don't let it pull up as well, so that you can really feel the stretch there. And our hands will come through center. Let the left hand come off to the mat on the left side. And our right hand can stack on top of that left hand. Draw that right hip back so that it stays square, lengthening the right side of the body. And walk your hands back to center. Roll your back up and find our tabletop. So you'll walk your knees in, that they're stacked underneath the hips, and make sure our shoulders are in line with the wrists. Keep your shoulders active at all times, and we'll go right into our cat-cow breathing. As you inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, and look forward. This is our cow position. And with your exhale, tuck in the chin and the tailbone, finding cat. With your next inhale, return to cow, and just go back and forth between the two poses following your breath. And come to a neutral spine or flat back when you're finished with your last set. Begin making circles with your body, loosening up the wrists, and start moving into the hips as well. And we'll go in the opposite direction. And keeping your hips stacked over the knees, walk your hands forward, letting your chest relax towards the mat into a puppy pose. You can rest your forehead, you can rest your forearms, whatever you need to be comfortable here. And roll yourself forward onto the belly into a Sphinx pose. So you're on your forearms here. Your elbow should be in line with your shoulder. Again, those shoulders are nice and active. Don't let yourself sink into them. I'm going to stay pushing up and out, lengthening the spine. We're going to sort of roll onto that right hip and through center, roll onto the left, and just go back and forth here. And return to center once more. Relax the chest down to the mat and slide the hands so they're back in line with the rib cage. And press up to a cobra. Elbows stay pressing into the body, shoulders are pressing down. You go as high as it feels comfortable for your back. Exhale, lower back down to your mat. Inhale, press up to cobra. Maybe go a little higher this time. Exhale, release back down to the mat. And inhale, press up either to cobra, maybe up dog. And we're gonna make our way through tabletop, Cindy, just for you. You can stay in tabletop if you want. Or tuck the toes, hips go up to the sky, and you're gonna walk your dog out. Maybe it's your first downward facing dog of the year, so take your time, stretch out the backs of your legs, give your head a little shake, get a little bit more movement, some twisting and turning in the spine. And once you feel good, you can find your stillness. While we're in downward facing dog, you should be looking out past your feet so your ears are in line with your forearms. Your pelvis is tilted forward. And you're stretching the heels towards the mat. Soften the knees, and we'll walk the feet up to the hands, keeping the knees bent slightly. Rest the chest onto the thighs, and let's hang out in a ragdoll here. You can keep your hands on the earth for your balance and stability, or if you want, you can grab the opposite elbows and hang out a little bit. As we release the hands, we'll bend the knees deeply and begin to roll up to a standing position. Straightening your back one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Your head will be the last thing that comes up. In mountain pose, keep that tailbone tucked under. All four corners of the feet should have equal weight to them. Engage the thigh muscles so they lift up off of the knees. Your core should be held nice and tight for your balance and stability. And our shoulders are pressing down and back. We'll inhale both hands up. Right hand is going to gently get your left wrist, and you're leaning towards the right. Your hips are going to sort of lean out towards the left to balance, counterbalance, I should say. And with your exhales, you're just relaxing. You're letting go a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. Inhale, come up through center. And our left hand will gently get the right wrist and stretch it over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. And come back up to center. With a big exhale, we'll do a forward fold. And inhale halfway up to a flat back. Exhale. As we forward fold, we'll plant our hands so we can step back to that downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the left foot. Lift that right leg up. It doesn't have to go far. Just lift it up so you have a little bit of a balance there. This is our three-legged dog. And you're going to draw that knee into the nose and then swing it back up to your three-legged dog. Knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. This is the last one. So knee to the nose and swing your foot all the way through for first a low lunge. And then go ahead and drop your back knee. We're going to keep that right hand on the earth. Left hand is going to reach up and over for a side stretch. Right foot's forward, left hand is reaching over. And left hand will come down. Shift your weight back to that left leg, straightening out the front, that right leg. Maybe pull the toes up off of the mat. Our left hand will plant, and the right hand will reach up and over. Lengthening that right side. You can either keep that right hand up, or you can put it down if you want a little bit more for your balance. But we're going to bring that right leg all the way around, coming directly into, and slide back on your mat so we're not off into another room, into a supported side plank. So the arm starts reaching towards the wall now instead of the ceiling. That left rib cage is lifting up. And we're going to come all the way up to center using the core. Right hand will come down that straightened leg. Left hand up to the ceiling. To our gate pose. And as we come back down to that supported side plank, We're gonna bring that right hand down, and that right leg will come right back where we were. Did you follow me that time? Right. So that right foot swung all the way around and in between the hands.
Just make sure you do the other side next time.
Yeah, just make sure you do the other side next time. Right hand on the inside of that right foot. And we'll start out in a lizard lunge. Go ahead and sort of shift your weight forward and back a little bit in your lunge. And we're going to tuck the toes up the left foot, lift that back knee, and the right foot will come back to meet the left, finding your downward facing dog. Let's see if we can do this again on the other side. Maybe we'll get it a little bit better. Shift your weight to the right foot, lift that left leg up into your three-legged dog. Knee to nose 3 times. So knee to nose 1, press back up to your three-legged dog. 2, three-legged dog. Here's your last one, knee to nose. Swing your foot all the way through for your low lunge. Dropping the back knee, we're going to stay down here. The left hand will stay planted, the right hand reaches up and over. We'll come back to center, shift our weight back to that right leg, left leg straightens, maybe even pull the toes up off of the mat. Right hand plants, left hand stretches up and over. This is where we do our pivot, right? So pivot that right leg so that the right foot is on the left side of the mat. Just going to come right up into our half warrior 2. There we go. And yeah. Lean down for that right hand and up and over for a supported side plank. So did that help going through that first? Sorry. Again, that left hand now is reaching to the opposite wall. Your right rib cage is lifting up. I didn't do it the same way. All right, we're going to come up through center and do our gate pose. So the left hand comes down that left leg, right hand reaches up. And we'll just cheat from here. We'll go right into our lizard lunge. So bend your front leg. We're going to unpivot that back leg and reach both hands forward to the inside of that left foot. If you do have the pose wherever you are, try to look forward. Tuck the toes of that right foot, coming through your low lunge. Left foot comes back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Now we get to do your version of the vinyasa flow, a level 1 vinyasa flow. As we exhale, we're going to lower down to our knees for a tabletop and roll all the way down onto our bellies. Inhale, press right back up to a cobra. Exhale, draw the hips up, Through tabletop, tuck those toes and lift up to your downward facing dog. Bend the knees deeply, look to the top of your mat, and you can take your small steps. Maybe you're taking bigger steps this time, or you do a hop or a jump. Exhale, relax into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Draw your hands through your heart center. Open up alongside with your palms facing forward. Mountain pose. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands so you can step back to your downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the left foot. You can be in tabletop here too, remember. You don't have to be in a full inversion. Three-legged dog. We're going to draw that knee to the nose 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. This time, as we step the foot through, we're going to pivot the back foot and lift up to a warrior 1. So if you peek down right now, my heel is in line with my other heel. My hips are facing the front. My knee is not going too far over, or not at all, hopefully, the ankle. And once you have your balance, go ahead and lift those arms up, and maybe even look up. As you exhale, we're going to open into a warrior 2. So we shift those hips, so now that we're facing the long side of our mat, once again, the arms are level with each other. Maybe you can deepen that bend in the right knee. And we're looking out over that right hand. Reach that right hand up to the sky. That left hand is down the left leg. Reverse warrior. And as we come back through that warrior 2, right into an extended side angle. So our right forearm rests on that right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. So you have kind of a straight line that goes from your fingertips down to your ankles. If you want to deepen this or extend it, that right hand can come down to the earth. Just keep those shoulders open. Everybody cartwheel both hands down to the mat and pivot so that you find yourself in a low lunge. Heel toe that right foot over to the left side of your mat. You know what we're going to do. Let that right knee fall over. And we're going to sit back into whatever your version of a pigeon looks like tonight. And if it feels good, put your forearms down, reach forward, whatever feels nice, and just recline in your pigeon. Sleeping pigeon, relaxing. All right, as we begin to lift ourselves up, press the palms in, tuck that left foot, the left toes, and you can just go into a down dog if you want, or if you want that challenge, lift back up to your 3-legged dog, and then lower to your downward facing dog. Shift your weight to the right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Knee to nose 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Step through. Pivot your back foot so you can lift up to a warrior 1. Open the arms to a warrior 2. Shift the hips and pelvis. Left hand reaches up to the sky, right hand reaches down that leg, reverse warrior. And as we cartwheel the arms first through warrior 2, then you're going to find your extended side angle. Left forearm on that left thigh, right arm reaches up and over, or maybe you can reach down to the mat. And we'll cartwheel both hands down to the mat, low lunge. Heel toe the left foot over to the right side of the mat. Let that knee fall over as we sit back into a pigeon. And whatever feels comfortable, you can even stay upright if that's more comfortable for you. Or come into your sleeping pigeon. Stack the hands under the forehead, reach the hands forward, whatever feels good. Walk the hands back, pressing the upper body up, then tuck the toes of the right foot, then go to your downward facing dog, or you can go to a three-legged dog first, and then find your downward facing dog. Your choice, either do your vinyasa flow or just hang out here in your down dog, relax, enjoy. If you want to do your vinyasa, you can lower your body down to the mat. Remember, you can always go from tabletop. Follow your own breath and make your way up to a downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply and look to the top of your mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And bring your hands through heart center. And open up alongside with the palms facing forward. We're going to step the feet as wide as the mat. Soften those knees up. And we're going to start, the arms are completely dead here. Completely dead. And just start swinging the shoulders from side to side. So the arms are flopping around. Give a little sway with the body and the knees. Try to speed it up. There we go, I heard that. That's what I want to hear. And we're going to slow it down. to stillness. Keeping our feet as wide as the mat. Prayer pose. You can use your hands on the earth if you need to. You modify it the way you need to do this comfortably. But we're going to squat all the way down. As we get down to this pose, you might still be up on your toes, and that's completely fine. Wherever you end up, I want you to press into the knees to open them up. And as your palms are touching, think about lifting or lengthening that spine. No, I usually let you sit down from here, but we're not going to sit down. Heather, this is just for you. All right, engage that core, and we're going to stand back up. See? No problem. Heel toe the feet in so they're in line with your hips once more. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to your downward facing dog. As you exhale, everybody try a plank. You can always have the knees down for a half plank. This is one of those rare full body exercises. If you do a plank, you're engaging every single muscle. Shift your weight forward. Slowly lower down to the mat. And you can press yourself up to either a down dog, not a down dog, a cobra, or an up dog. If you want to try an up dog, the tops of your feet are touching the earth. And that's it, your hands also. So your shins, your thighs, hips, everything else are pulled up off of the mat. And we're gonna bend the knees, come through a tabletop, and sink the hips back to the heels. Rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe give it a rock side to side. And walk the hands back to the body so we can sit up on our heels into a hero pose. Roll out those wrists. And we'll swing the legs around, coming to an easy pose that we didn't get to do at the beginning of our session. As we sit in easy, try to make sure that our hips are equally weighted, so we don't want to find ourselves sort of, off center a little bit. And as we find the breath, right hand to the left knee, left hand wrap all the way around your back. Look over that left shoulder in a seated spinal twist. As you release this bind, we're going to go right into the other side. So left hand to the right knee, right arm or hand behind the back. Look over the right shoulder. Releasing the bind, walk the hands forward. And with your next exhale, relax towards the earth. However far you go, wherever you end up, try to relax the neck so that the head hangs heavy like a rag doll. And walk the hands back so we can sit up nice and tall. Extend both feet out in front, finding a staff pose. So this is what we said when we were in our downward facing dog. We work on getting that pelvis to tilt forward, and as soon as you do that, you feel the backs of your legs engage, no matter how you're sitting. So if this already has everything engaged and you feel good, stay put, just stay put. If you want to go further, try to make sure they're relaxed as much as you can, and with your next exhale, fold forward. Remember, think about the crown of the head extending to the feet so that you stay long rather than curling the nose towards the knee and curling into a ball. So we want to keep it nice and long. Don't pull, don't strain, it's relax. And roll up to a seated position. Draw that right knee in and give it a hug. Our right hand is going to grab the inside of our right foot and extend the leg as much as you can. If it's a little bit bent, that's okay. If you can go straight. Try to make sure we're keeping that pelvis tilted forward. And then we're going to open up that leg. Bending the right knee, pull the sole of the foot into the inside of that left thigh. Exhale, forward fold. Rolling back up to a seated position, straighten out that right leg. Draw the left leg in. Give it a nice hug. Reach down with the left hand to the inside of that left foot and extend the leg long. And open that left leg up. When we're done with this, we're going to be able to do this standing up. No, it should be like, yes, not All right, bend that left knee. Pull that foot in to the inside of the right thigh. Exhale, forward fold. Roll back up to a seated position. Bring the soles of the feet together. Make sure that you have that spine lengthened. So if you're holding onto the shins, that's fine, that's good. Maybe your ankles are more comfortable, maybe your big toes. Wherever you are, gently bounce those knees into our butterfly. And we'll draw the knees together, and you can support yourself as much as you want. Roll down to your back. Keep those knees bent and both feet planted. We'll extend first the right foot up to the sky and do some ankle circles here. And we'll go in the opposite direction. And with that big toe, we're going to draw a circle about the size of a clock face. I always say that, face clock. And with each circle, make it a little bit bigger. Your arms might want to be out to the side here because you're going to get nice and big. Once you've made it as big as you can, we'll come back up to center. And we're going to go in the opposite direction, so start nice and small. Make the rotations wider with every time around. And as you bend your you come back up to the center, sorry. Bend that right knee, drawing the knee towards the right underarm, and right hand reaches up to the outside of the right foot, and gently rock a little bit from side to side with half of a happy baby. Release your right foot down. Extend the left foot up to the sky and begin with ankle circles. Go in the opposite direction. And just like we did with the other side, big toe, imagine you're drawing a circle in the ceiling, and with each rotation, your circle grows larger and larger. Once you've made it as large as you can, we're going to rotate in the opposite direction. And come back up to center. I totally forgot which way I went the first time, so I was a mess. Bend your left knee and draw it towards your underarm. Left hand to the outside of that left foot, and gently rock side to side, and you're half of a happy baby. We can't be totally happy today. And release the foot as we plant that foot down onto the mat. Arms are extended out to our sides for our anchor. And think about those windshield wipers that we usually do sitting up. We're going to do them laying down today. So let your knees together fall from one side to the next. Just nice and gentle, no rush. Go at your own speed. And the next time you go to the right side, hang out here for a moment. So both legs flopped over to the right. If it's comfortable, look over your left shoulder. If you feel like you're more comfortable just looking straight up, just stay there. Draw the head up to center first. And then the legs go directly over to the left side of the mat. And again, if you're not tight or pulling anywhere, maybe look over your right shoulder. Head comes up to center first, and then draw both of the knees. Hands are going to come down alongside the body, your arms rather, with the palms pressing into the earth. Walk your feet as close to your sits bones as you can get them, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And this time, instead of tilting the pelvis forward, we're going to tuck it underneath us so that our lower back is pressing into the mat. And then slowly peel yourself up off of the mat. So our hips are going up towards the ceiling. Our hands are pressing into the mat to help with a supported bridge. And slowly exhale as you roll back down to your mat. As we straighten our legs, we're going to come into the corpse pose for Shavasana. If you like to add any extra props or get cuddly with a coat or blanket or a sweatshirt, now would be the time to grab those and prepare yourself for this portion of the practice. We'll begin by doing a body scan. Notice if you have any tension, if you're holding any tightness anywhere in your body. And try to just breathe into that space and relax. That's your only job right now, is to relax. Relax your toes. Relax your feet. Relax your calves. Relax your thighs. Release the hips. And finally, surrender that core. Imagine yourself just melting into your mat with every exhale, growing heavier and heavier. Relax the hands. Relax the arms. Take as many breaths as you need to relax the shoulders and the neck. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth as you release the jaw. Relax the muscles of the face. to wiggle your fingers and your toes, inviting gentle movement back into the body. Roll out the wrists, maybe your ankles a little bit, and you can slowly make your way to lying on one side, cradling your head with your arm. You have often heard me say that the goal of yoga is that shavasana, and it's the hardest thing to accomplish. But most of us, many of us, have been practicing for long enough that I'm going to challenge you to take it another step further. And that is to take the practice of yoga with you off of the mat. Take the principles, take that breath work, take this feeling with you into your everyday life. Treat others with the kindness. Do no harm. Make this be a lifestyle instead of a workout or a practice that you do once a week. Just a challenge. Draw to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Maybe that can help anchor you or encourage you as you go through your week, always striving towards that purpose. Whenever you're ready, you can join me in a seated position. I am so happy to be back and practicing with all of you guys. I can't even tell you. So let's go ahead and we're going to press our palms together at our heart center if you're comfortable doing so. And just silently or maybe whisper to yourself those three things that I like to remind you of. Tell yourself, I am present. I am strong. I am loved. And you truly are. You are so appreciated. And I thank you for taking time out of your day to come here and practice, to make this the community that it is, because it is not the same when you are not here. So thank you very much. And namaste. Way to start the new year.